This is the way.
Wow. Goosebumps, man. I got him.
I'm so happy.
Guys, what is going on? Welcome and happy Sunday to you. He's back. Welcome to the Gaming Lifestyle Lounge. I'm America's #1 online video game personality, Ben the Parvinator Parvin, here at your service at last. Guys, what's up and welcome. Happy Sunday. Dustin, what's going on, buddy? Hey, man. Oh, he is risen, yes. It is a Sunday miracle. I'm able to stream. Welcome, guys. What's up? How you doing? Long time no see. Well, look, I worked on a thumbnail and I had a fun graphic for you as well because I thought we were going to the Safari Zone, and then I remember I was going back to edit some stuff to just get a few like transitional clips and stuff, and I found the dialogue from the from the Safari Zone, and I remembered that we can't actually get in there yet until we have gone to Lily Cove. They told us to go to Lily Cove, what was it, like the dance hall or something like that, or the contest hall or something. And we haven't even gotten to that town yet. And I was like, wait a minute, I don't think we've been there. And I went to the map and stuff in the game just earlier today as I'm setting up. And I was like, oh, we haven't been there yet. So I think Safari Zone is actually coming later. So to be continued. What's up, Sir Martin? Welcome. Oh, man. Good luck. Yeah, getting yourself out of the snow and ice. But yeah, what did you have a storm blow in overnight? What's going on? Big winter weather. How you doing? Happy Sunday. Good to see you. Get that thumbnail back up there. I'm not done with you. So Mount Pyre is where I believe we're heading towards next, or at least that's like, I think the next big story destination. Way back at the weather station, we learned that actually we learned from these these hooligans. This is Team Aqua in the picture, but they found out about some shenanigans going down over at Mount Pyre. And that was a while back. That was a few streams ago. We did find some Team Magma grunts that seemed like, I don't know, if they were up to no good, as they usually are. And yeah, I don't know what we have, you know, I don't know what's coming up. I know that at some point these guys are trying to wake up the the box legendaries from Ruby and Sapphire. I don't know where Rayquaza comes in, the box Pokemon for this game. Maybe he comes in to be like, all right, Groudon, and whatever, what's the other one? I forget. You guys, Kyogre, you guys chill. All right, you need to chill the heck out. And that's my theory. We'll see as we get there. He's kind of like, look, I'm going to blow it all up if you guys don't chill up. Or chill out. That's, I don't know. That's my prediction. Anyway, how you guys doing? Happy Sunday. Sir Martin said it was the storm that came through about 2 weeks ago, but it put us behind at work. Oh, yeah. I bet, man. Well, I'm good luck. I know it's the work is coming at you. You know, probably a little more than you want right now. But yeah, good luck, man. And yeah, sorry you guys had to deal with that winter storm. Yeah, way to survive. Tater, what's up, man? Hello, how you doing, buddy? The nerds have gathered. How you doing, Dustin? Tater, Sir Martin, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Feels good to be back, guys. We'll jump into the game in a second, and we can catch up there. Got a lot of gaming to do. Yeah! All right, let's do it. How about a transition for you? A little recap, if you will.
Poggers! Yo, Gabba Gabba!
That's right. Winona has been defeated. I cut it off a little early there, but we also got the ability to use fly now, or we have the permission to use fly. Sir Martin said, got any ice Pokemon? Sounds, yeah. You should keep a fire one on hand, you know, for the next ice storm. All right, how do we get this game rolling? Oh, Tater got a new click, click, click. What'd you get, a mechanical keyboard, Tater? Mine's got a nice little mechanism to it. Satisfying to type on. Although I got the, I went a bit stylish. I mean, it was cheap too, but I got the it's like the old school, round keys, like a typewriter. Yeah.
This is the way.
Oh, cool. Extra clicky. It's nice to know that you're hitting a key, you know? It's funny how things, you know, I mean, obviously there's preferences to this, but sort of popular sentiment, I think for a time went pretty much the opposite of clicky clicky to very minimal typing, you know, very minimal action required. Dustin said a miniature explosion. Yeah, every time. Just a little micro nuke going off. Yeah, there you go, Tater. Right. Right, exactly. Listen for the clicks, baby. All right, nice. Exactly. Let's get this game rolling. There you go. Right in on the the theme with its French horns. Just a blasting. Hey, Francisco, welcome. Happy Sunday. That's a good question. Tater asked, how's everyone's day? I'm curious myself. Hello, Nat. Get out of here. My day's, it's been a good one so far. Pretty busy. I wanted to get prepped for the stream and ended up having to make some last second changes and helped the wife unload some groceries and yeah, we cooked a little, you know, kind of late breakfast, late brunch kind of today. Maybe not late brunch, pretty squarely within brunch time, but late breakfast, so to speak. Cleaning dog pee out of couch cushions. All right. Oh, man. have you got a, how long have you had a dog, Dustin? Or is this a guest dog? Yeah, it's, you know, I can do it sometimes, especially if I really got to get on the road quickly, Tater, but like, yeah, I prefer to have whatever, breakfast, whatever you want to call it, kind of late, you know. It's hard for me to wake up and eat something within that first hour, especially. Guest dog. Doggone it. Well, sorry you're dealing with that, man. That sucks. Sorry, I've got. I'm seeing like the Twitch dashboard with that, or I'm seeing like what we did 15 seconds ago on it. I got to get this out of my view. It's driving me crazy. Get out of here. All right, there you go. Yeah, I need some time. I need some time to let the body kind of settle down a bit. Yeah, exactly. Tater had to stop typing for a second, you know. That's how I know Tater. That's how I'm gonna know is that he's not paying attention. But he's still trying to hang, you know. Is when I just had to keep repeating things over and over. He's like, "Sorry, man," you know. I'm doing my best here. It's nice to have a little feedback to know that you know, you're pressing a button and it's working. Good to hear you have had a great day, Sir Martin. But yeah, I always think about like one of the first jobs I worked at was a Taco Bell KFC, and I remember one of my coworkers had some really awesome long nails, but it was just funny to hear like when she's like using the touchscreen, and she was good too. Very efficient, you know, great, perfect talent for the, at least when it comes to fast food, you know, perfect, I'll just say perfect drive-through skills. And if you've worked fast food, you know that's not everybody's got them. You know, she had a built-in stylus, absolutely. That's funny. But yeah, it's just like so loud, but man. Not that many misclicks, I'll tell you that much. Styli. Hey, Palpa. How you doing? Welcome. The Styli. Styluses? Yeah, mine's not too bad. Mine's got a little bit to it, Dustin, but it doesn't, you know, it doesn't have the full-on, like, near typewriter, feel to it. So, when last we met, we were working our way through that nice little town we started in, the town of Fortree. Now I think we're supposed to work our way down a bit. Let me show you on the map. Yeah. And, you know, I've been to the Safari Zone, but we can't actually get in there yet, which I didn't realize. To make a long story short, I even posted, I think, on Discord, the like thumbnail for Safari Zone. I made some fun graphics. Give me my Safari Zone graphic. Where'd it go? Where is it? 1 second. It's around here somewhere. I took all the graphics down. Maybe I deleted it off of this page. I don't see it anywhere. Oh well. I got it somewhere. Stylopedes. Oh, Stylo. Lily Cove City. Yep, so when I got to the Safari Zone, I'd forgotten that there was some dialogue at the beginning. Well, you know, from like the employee at the front. They wouldn't let you in because they said the whole thing would be a lot easier with a Poké Block, and they just blocked us from entering. So we are Poké blocked from the Safari Zone, at least for now. But they said that you can get the Poké Blocks you need or a case or something. I don't remember what it was, but you can go to Lily Cove City, and from there, apparently there's the contest you can go to, and you can get something that's going to get us into the Safari Zone. So, Safari Zone to be continued. And now I'm like, where is that? I don't know where that graphic is, man. Oh well. Have we? No, okay. Oh, this is the, yeah, this is the evolved Puccina. You know, we were wondering about the enunciation of this one, Palpuck, and like, I remember like, cause you see him in the, you know, the intro of the game, the you know, the lesser form, but yeah. I watched a little bit of the Pokemon Advanced series, just like the first 3 episodes during this gap between our last couple of Parvinator episodes. And they did have a scene where I think, like Oak, not Oak, but Birch in this game, maybe? It's Oak, Elm, right? And then maybe it is Birch. He gets attacked by the doggies. Somebody got attacked by the little hyenas. Puccina, I think, is what I heard. I don't know. I think if it, I'm finding it easier to want, if I'm going to watch an old Pokemon episode, which I watched very little of it as a kid. It's pretty much all new to me, with the exception of like a few episodes. I'm finding it a little easier to watch the oldest stuff, the stuff from the first season. The Pokemon Advanced, it's funny because I'm curious, like when the series was made, and I'm guessing it came out probably in 2002 or 3, something like that in Japan. I guess those games I think were 2003 here in the North America for Ruby and Sapphire. This one is 2005, I think, for Emerald. But anyway, all that is to say, it had me realizing that I remember sort of watching, you know, like starting with the original Pokemon anime and seeing some stuff like Dragon Ball Z and other stuff. And then as I got a little bit older and I wasn't really into cartoons as much, I remember Yu-Gi-Oh! Coming on and realizing that it had like that additional, you know, coat of paint for it. It also had like some, you know, some like 3D rendering and, you know, CGI, I guess. But yeah, it's like as you got into the 2000s and Pokemon Advance is feeling very much of that time, that early, you know, turn of the millennium. It's interesting. I don't know. We'll see. I'll catch an episode every now and then. I mostly want to watch it for this stream, but or for you know, to inform our decisions here. But at this point, I'm sure I'm well past where our characters would get. Pokemon, yeah. Well, you know what? Let's see. We're just gonna keep you. Sorry, I didn't read your description. I'm not gonna change your name. It's been a crazy couple weeks. I'm sorry that I missed so many streams. I think prior to this, I was really I had a pretty good run going up until I started to get sick not that long ago, and then it's kind of just been catch up since then. Really, a little bit of mustard too. I've just been playing catch up with being far behind. I also have a move coming very soon, and I actually just got back a couple days ago from going up, traveling several hours by myself to go search for a new apartment, doing a kind of a long distance move. I say we just take this thing out. doing a long distance move and had a nice long drive so that I could make sure I had my car and stuff. And no, Dustin, I'm moving away. I'm going somewhere I've been before. Yeah, we're heading out. That's it. Escape from LA. We're going to Alabama. Goodbye, Mighty Una. No, we're still going to be in the state. Or we're Poke blocked. Another one of these. We caught a couple, so I might just run away from this one. So we're moving somewhere where we do have some family that lives there, and the original thought was, okay, it's you know, it's hard to do those long distance moves. It's especially hard to it can be hard to find a place to, you know, because obviously you got to go up there and try to secure a place and then do the move. But with family being there, we had done this one time before when we first moved to California. We had stayed with that family and used that time to really just, you know, get out there and try to find a new place, right? Hit the streets. And I was thinking that we might do that this time, but as we got closer to the move, I was like, man, that essentially means we have to move twice. We don't have enough place at my family's or enough room to, like, you know, just store everything we have. So we would need to get storage and or, you know, do something like the pods or the U-Haul version of that, where they're picking it up and taking it to storage or something. And it just seemed, the more and more I thought about it, I was like, man, I don't know. We're essentially going to be moving twice then, if we don't find a place before we move. So you know, I decided just a couple weeks ago, I was like, okay, you know what? I should just take the time and see if I can go find us a new place. So that's what I was doing for a good portion of last week. And success. We have signed a lease, baby. I still haven't seen the place. No, just kidding. No, I did go. I went in, and you should never sign a lease if you haven't. No matter how desperate you are, don't ever just send any money or sign a lease until you've seen the place. Well, yeah, no, we were able to line up, I think, 3 appointments before I left. And the drives were brutal this time, man. And I didn't have my best friend to hang out and talk to. It just, you know, I mean, it's easier for me to take off at this point than it is for her. And it was like, you know what? I can go knock this out. But of course, I did miss her, you know, my best friend. And, you know, although she'll fall asleep for maybe like a third of the drive, at the very least, that's a good 2/3. So I've got a great conversationalist. So I was missing that. But anyway, all that is to say, I went up there, I saw 3 places, and it was kind of a tough decision because I really liked 2 of them. And I ended up, basically, it came down to a couple of things. I'll just say this: one of the places I liked, and so it was out of 3 places, we ended up going with, well, let's call it number 2. Number 1 I really liked, but they had such an insane Byzantine structure for like requirement for going through. I should say process, I guess, for just applying, and we had to do all this crazy shit and use one of these websites that. You know, it's like, dude, how do I know you? Yeah, this feels like such an invasion of my privacy. And, you know, I read the terms pretty closely and stuff, and I tried to look it up, and it was like, you know, it is an existing and known, like third-party kind of verification website, and they're supposed to get rid of this stuff and blah, blah, blah. But, like, I was like, man, I didn't realize we left someone to fight out here. But that one place, it was just such an insane process to apply for the apartment. And because my wife and I don't have, what made it all worse is you're supposed to like upload W-2s. Okay, well, or I don't even think W-2 was one of the options. It might have been. Okay, well, we both work from home, you know, like, we have ways of proving that that income comes in, but there's not, we can't upload a regular paycheck kind of thing. And we tried to do some documents, and then it had us asking for some tax stuff or whatever. And it's trying to pull out, it's like trying to extract information, but it's pulling all the wrong shit out of it. You know what I mean? Like, so you go and you look and it's says what your income is or whatever, and it's just pulled from some wacky place of whatever you uploaded. The process was so frustrating. And then we had to do this like pet profile. And it was at the pet profile when I think I was like, you know what? This thing says it's incomplete. I'm submitting it as it is. And we're just gonna, if they call me up and they want to help us finish this, and they do that before the other place gets back to me, all right, you know, we'll go from there. But if the other place gets back to me and they say we're good, I'm gonna go with that because this sucks. Like, that's basically what ended up happening. They did reach out and stuff, but you know, like we tried to call someone at one point, and it's like, you know, you're 3 layers removed from the people who are actually going to be doing any approval and or any like stakeholders, you know, the owner of the unit or whatever. It's just such an insane process. Yeah, it is. Yeah, Palpuck, Sir Martin, absolutely. Don't ever, I mean, if you even get into the place at all, right? You know, especially, there's a lot of scams out there for like deposits. I mean, even just application fee scams, you know, but, you know, people will find or even generate photos, but often they'll just steal photos from elsewhere. So yeah, that's why they gotta be able to let you into the unit and see it before you pay anything or, you know, sign anything. All that is to say, I'm also, you know, we ended up going with it. I'm happy about it. Every now and then I would have those pangs of regret of like, oh, the other one was like a little bit bigger, but the place we went with, the person that owns it, it was actually, he actually, you know, it was, I'm pretty sure that this guy, like, it's the one property he owns. You know, parts of the contract were done in hand and, you know, done by handwriting, which I think he'd used for this building for a while. You know, he gave the tour and stuff, and like he had lived there before and whatnot. And it was actually like, oh, I'm able to talk to this person. I'm able to show them this great little portfolio I put together of credit scores and all this other shit, you know, because I came prepared. And it's like with that first group, none of that mattered because you had to go through their online system that just wouldn't, you know, function properly. So it was nice that I did get to talk to an actual human being who I could then, you know, prove income to, talk about things, someone who is actually a stakeholder in this apartment, you know, and also that apartment was quite a bit small, like I should say, way fewer units than the other one. So that's the one that had the crazy application process. That was one of the downsides, as we would have, you know, we were gonna have a lot more immediate neighbors in our building, basically, than which sometimes with a little bit of anonymity, you know, or hey, I don't want people to like play their music too loud, but I do want that, you know, I want to be able to play mine sometimes, and I'm not going to go crazy about it. I'm not going to make it to where it's heard that loud outside the unit, but you know, there might be a little something, a little bass through a wall, nothing crazy, but You know, there's a benefit sometimes to sort of being, especially if you know, are, you know, I don't know, might occasionally make some noise, or hey, you do things like yell into a microphone for a few hours a night, you know. Sometimes it's nice to have a place that's a little more laissez-faire, but anyway, all that is to say, we got an apartment. I'm excited. Long process. Man. I don't want to lose another Pokemon, so I'm actually going to give you a potion. Went the wrong way, didn't I? Just missed it. How about a super potion? I saw Joe's apartment with my dad in theaters, Palpuck. I don't know how old I was for that one, but not that old. I don't remember much about it. But yeah, that's funny. Oh, in regards to like playing music loud, you know, well, I'm not, some of it too is that like the music is not just for one person often, since, you know, I don't live alone. So at times it's for me and the wife, or I've got a friend over or something, but I don't go crazy loud, you know. It's I don't usually have it to where it's like uncomfortable even within the unit. Like I don't, you know, I like my music. There's a certain volume that it can get to, but at a certain point, I don't want it like being, well, I'll just say this. I'm overwhelmed sometimes when things are just like, especially with the issues with like, my sinuses and ears and stuff always being some level of irritated. There's like an additional like white noise to everything whenever it gets to a certain volume that like I seem to be a bit more bugged than other folks. I'll wear like earplugs and stuff. So, you know, I don't truly rock out, you know. It's not going to be like deafening within the unit. Definitely had those neighbors. Not in a while, thankfully. Put on some Nickelback. That's how you test the. That's how you test your neighbors, right? Put on some Nickelback. See if they come by. Maybe they bring a half case. You know. Take a look at your photographs. Look at the shadow moving too. We'll see. Hopefully I can make it work. Oh, I've never done that before, Palpuck. Yeah. I guess if, yeah, I think, well, I know at the very least I had a Bluetooth speaker that you could have a, you know, the same signal split to a few of them. Make sure we come back and harvest some. Now I'm just imagining I've got like all my friends over and we're doing the silent disco thing, you know. Everybody's got the same audio source in their headphones. Although some silent disco... Oh shit, what did you say, Steven? Skipped over that. Call me now. Some silent disco will have like different stations where people in the crowd could potentially be listening to everybody's listening to something different, which, okay, you know. Sure. You can just vibe out, you know, everybody just in the crowd listening to what you want to listen to, you know. Just vibing. All right, let's what am I doing? I don't know. I don't want to plant berries. I don't feel like it. I think I told you guys about this, but there was oh, thank you, a mago berry. I'll go plant one. I think that berry is rare. I hope you raise it with loving care. Wow, nice rhyme there, lady. I went to a restaurant once, and I remember we were there to... We were like waiting for a table for a little bit, and some folks had come in, and they were... I don't know, it was like they were on their way in, and they were ahead of us going in, and I hear one of the women say like, "Oh, it's just a really good place to vibe out." And we go in there, and then it was just like they're waiting for a takeout order, I suppose, and we're waiting for a table, and they like sat down at they had like a couple chairs up at the front or something, and they sat down there, and we did too, and then I noticed that like they didn't talk to each other from that point forward. It was just like phones or whatever, and they were I was kind of thinking about like, yeah, it's like a good place to just sort of vibe out, you know. You can just chill out on your phone, and you know, nobody's bugging you or anything. A good place to just vibe out. That doesn't... I think they sat down at one of the full tables. Maybe we were getting a takeout or something. I don't remember, but... Dude, it happened. This boring story. Berries would be good. A lot of berry opportunities around here. We must have skipped these guys last time because we were close to dying. Bug Maniac Kale. Wow, Kale. Okay. Sent out a Dust Tox. Okay, burn them all. Thank you guys for hanging. Again, sorry for the absences and whatnot. It will continue to be a bit... overall, hopefully not as many, you know, sick days. I'll say that. I do believe... I finished my antibiotic a couple days ago. But I think I have turned a corner, hopefully, and I'm going to really try to stay... I'm going to try to stay on the constant sinus rinses and the couple sprays I'm supposed to use, and, you know... I use a lot of that stuff daily now, but some of it can be twice a day. I think there's a little bit more I could do on my end, I think, to help keep the sinuses clear, because I guess what happens is, like, by way of my allergies, it just starts to... You get congested, and then fluid gets trapped, and then, yeah, fun story, right? It goes on to be a sinus nightmare. Bacterial infection. A beautifly. Sriracha might perish here. Let's see. Could have bulked up early, I guess. Oh, yes. All right. Is Beautifly the like unevolved version and then Dust? I mean, I guess that would make sense based on their size, right? Dustox was the. Just surprised to see it go down in the one hit. But we did just level up, I guess. Oh, glad you're feeling better. I went to a. I'll tell you this. I went to this like urgent care, and they're normally pretty miserable places, right? But it was especially full this day, and everybody seemed like they were having a rough one. And just from talking to friends, you know, a lot of folks have mentioned being sick lately. And okay, we got a ghost type here. I might just try to get a hit in with Sriracha, see what we can do.
Yeah, let's keep this Parvinator
Rhodes,
party
thanks for the
going.
sub, man. Thank you. Rhodes said, you know, to anybody who doesn't like Nickelback.
Goodbye.
No, not that goodbye. Come on, where's the other one?
See you around, kid.
No.
So long, Bowser.
Thank you for coming to the show tonight.
Where is it? Nope. It started as a bit, but now I actually can't find the sound effect. I'm gonna be honest. It's in here somewhere. Oh.
Goodbye.
There it is. Yeah, if you don't love Nickelback, then exactly. That's a good one, Dustin. There you go. If you don't love Nickelback, then
What do you know? What do you know?
Shup it. Look at this thing. Do, 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 do. I don't think I've seen a Shuppet yet. Do, do. The royalties. Do, do. Sriracha's really high level, huh? Hex Maniac Tammy. I love the idea of there being a, quote, Hex Maniac. And her name is just Tammy. I have lost. Sorry, Tammy. Mount Pyre. There's a mysterious power at work there. The Mount Pyre power. I believe in my Pyre power. That's what saved me from addiction. It looked like a little, yeah, it looked like a little tissue puppet. Or yeah, just a used tissue. There's been a lot of those around here lately. How are you, Rhodes? Welcome, man. Good to see you. I was thinking I've got a few weeks before I move, and sometimes the schedule is going to be a bit weird, and I wanted to mix in a little bit of Genesis stuff, so, you know, it won't be this week, I don't think, but I'll be able to mix it in, and I'll let you know once I have a date or something. Yeah, man. Good to hear you're doing okay. How much further do we have? YMCA job? Yes. Beauty Jessica would like to battle. Didn't I... Did some stuff not save, I wonder? I do, yeah, Sir Martin Dancer has been... I didn't know anything about a lot of these Gen 3 Pokemon other than some of them I would see around just like, you know, you absorb some of this stuff through osmosis by being around it for a while, but, you know, I didn't realize how sweet that Pokemon could be. At the very least, throughout this chunk of the game, it was a very helpful one to have in our party, and it really did a lot of the work for a couple of the gyms. At this point, they're over leveled, which is its own kind of, you know, problem. But what is Kecleon? Fire didn't work. Yeah. Well, that's good to do, Rhodes, because you've been kind of hanging on for a while, and you think they either need the help or they don't, you know. Well, good you went back and asked, and you know. Hey, Fierce Deity, what's up? Welcome. How you doing? Seviper? Oh, funny little sound there that you hear the little rattler. The rattle. Yeah, so you just went down there? Or just kind of sort of told him, hey, it's... Are we doing this or not? Final answer. I'm getting a little chilly. I'll turn this fan off. Beauty Jessica. Do 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 do. I'm like, it does still show us as having all the badges we have so far, right? Up through 4 tree? Yes, cool. I think I actually might have just tried to skip some of these because we were low on health, and I was hoping we'd get to like another town or something. I don't know, it's been like a week since I played. There you go. I gotta know. I wanna know. Can I work YMCA? I wanna know. Oh, we need someone with cut. We truly do. A couple of ways. Where are we right now? Okay, yeah. Still 121 on our way to Lily Cove. Mount Pyre is to our south. That's where I think the, you know, like, Team Magma folks have run off to. Up to no good, of course. Let me see. What time we got? Guys, let me do this. Sorry, I got to get a little bio break. I'm doing the dance. Let me just take a short one, and I'll be back in just a couple minutes. Sorry, BRB.
Give me a hell yeah!
If you really want to know, you're going to have to pick up the controller and play the game.
Okay, thanks for the break. I am back. Doo-doo. Really need a Pokemon with cut, huh? Mount Pyre's down this way. I suppose maybe we gotta surf there. Take a look at the map. Yeah, a little break in the terrain, gotta surf. Mount Pyre, a big mountain, big volcano. Out in the sea, I suppose. Lily Cove City looks like it's pretty close to us, but I think we're gonna have to go through a bit of a gauntlet before we get there. I'm just wondering what this is, this building. Let's get Dancer and Pinesol in, maybe. Maybe I already fought them? Is this the Safari Zone? It is. Okay. Well, so I thought we were going to be able to go to the Safari Zone today. However, I'd forgotten about this dialogue. They tell us, you know, you gotta... They even let you say, yes, would you like to play? Yes. And then they tell you, excuse me, you seem to be without a Pokéblock case. You're going to need one. It'll be much more fruitful if you use Pokéblocks. Please come back with a Pokéblock case. And yeah, you're Pokéblocked from going into the Safari Zone, sadly. Ain't that a shame? Ah, this hair. What are you doing? Get out of my face. Got a haircut scheduled for... I think the week after next. There's nothing I love more than checking out other people's Pokemon. I want everybody to see the Pokemon I've raised. There we go.
Kiss my ass.
Doo-doo-doo-doo. Miles and Pat, the breeders. A Tauros and an Execute, rather. Cool sprites for Emerald with the Tauros there. Thing is ready to come charging. Well, Rotes, I hope your job goes well. When do you start? I'm glad you finally got the okay to, you know, to get it rolling. Execute is grass, isn't it? Yeah. Palpuck, sorry, remind me what we're talking about. I got into the Poke strategy for a second and the hair? Yeah, I see. That makes sense. Just hair on my head. That's right. Grass Psychic. Yeah, that's right. I didn't finish the Tauros off this time. You should just do Surf, I think, Dancer. Although, maybe I forgot to even give Dancer Surf. That's right. Of course, Palpuck, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I figured I'd get one before I move. I do like the I like... hit you with the wing attack. What's that gonna do? I need to give, I really got to give Dancer Surf. I forgot that they don't have it. What are we shaving, folks? Yeah, I think I like the guy that has done it the last couple times. Sadly, he moved to a different place. It's just a little bit further away, but or different salon, whatever. But why don't we just take out this execute if we can? Oh, sure. Yeah, I would get that a lot too, Palpuck. And, look, look at that big old thick head of hair there. Yeah. Leaf Blade. I don't think I know Leaf Blade. Slashes with a sharp leaf. High critical hit ratio. Pursuit. I know Pursuit is like some folks... It's like part of some folks' strategy, but I don't really know how to use it. Especially if if they have a switching strat, if that's part of it, or Screech is pretty sweet, reducing the foe's defense sharply. You got Mega Drain and Leaf Blade. Both are grass moves, but they have kind of different, you know, purposes. I don't know. I might get... Quick Attack is... It's funny. Quick Attack is... I've found it more useful than I would have thought, just because sometimes you don't want to do a ton of damage and you want to ensure that you're getting a quick hit in. It can be good for, like, catching Pokemon or getting them, you know, whittling them down, or just that finishing move. Of course, some trainers are giving their Pokemon a potion, so you've just done a quick attack instead of a better move. I don't know. Definitely gonna get Leaf Blade. Maybe I'll get rid of Pursuit for now. I mean, well, Pursuit doesn't. They don't have to be switching out, I suppose. It's just that you get the. I think you're getting more. Oh fuck. Well, I slipped on the controller and got rid of Pursuit. Damn it. Run it back. I think you can talk to the leader or whatever. I don't know how it works. Shit. Darn. I think it's been a bit since I saved too. Well, use your new move. The fuzz on a coconut. Balpuck, that's funny, man. Yeah, well, that's a good way to do it. I mean, I find that at the very least, I tend to lean on. Of course, I'm leaning on someone who can do status move, paralysis, or sleep. Yeah, false swipe for those, especially like the. I guess false swipe works in so many spots, but yeah, mostly what I did with false swipe that last time was, you know, it's so clutch for the roaming legendaries when I was playing Pokemon Crystal, but I could see it being effective. Oh shoot, be careful now. That's how we ended up losing a move. It's been a while since I saved, I think. Why'd you protect yourself? Meow, that's right. I don't know. When did we save? I did it in this stream, I think, for sure. Probably a few fights ago, at the very least. Road said, what's wrong with neckbeards? That's right, Dustin. Darn it! When did I last save? Maybe I could save a state. I don't do that often, but maybe I could, like, do a quick save? Okay. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try the quick save and then the restart and see how far back that puts us. I don't know, I kind of like the move pursuit. I don't know what to do. This is not really that. This is like just a battle or so back, I think. We're already here at the Safari Zone. This is fine. There's one of those Shuppets. Okay, yeah, it's after Sriracha's already fainted. This is fine. This isn't that far in the past, actually. That's a good idea, yeah, having the false swipe artist. Yeah. Alright, what's gonna take this thing down? We don't have our yawner right now. Gotta go get them out. Dude, I know, right? Come on, gross. Couldn't throw your little tissue away? Bing bong 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 da dong dong dong. Try a mega drain. Say we throw a ball at this thing. Oh, it used curse. That's gonna kill it, isn't it? That's supposed to use like half. Yeah, come on, Shuppet. Come on, Shuppet. What is that? You killed yourself with your own curse. I'm just YOLO right into the double battle here. We didn't fight them as doubles. Or, no, it was then that we fought as doubles. It was another doubles couple back there. We managed to just talk to one at a time. Yeah, we did this. All right, here we go. Fight these guys. I do like that concept in the game of like, if you haven't noticed it already, the game, I guess that was one of the additions for Gen 3 was the double battles. And the way that it works typically is that you have to get your character in the line of sight of both of those characters, and then it will initiate a double battle. But in many of those cases, you're able to walk up and just talk to a single one and start the single battle, and then you can go to the other one and fight them as a single battle too, versus them combining forces. It's an interesting little, you know, I mean, if you're gonna keep the whole line of sight initiates a battle kind of thing, it's a cool little addition, I think. Oh, that's cool, Palpuck. Yeah. What did I have that had false swipe last time? I know that with those roaming legendaries, one of the aspects of the strategy in Gen 2 to get them had to do with like coming from, well, basically like I used this one guide that had a few things that you can do to set up for it and try to get yourself into a battle, and it actually worked pretty well. I did some resetting, but nothing truly that crazy. It's, yeah, Parasec's supposed to be a pretty, not so great Pokemon, huh? Well, I know Farfetch'd, I think, gets False Swipe. I know sometimes that's a Pokemon of choice. With those roaming legendaries, it's a totally different strategy. False Swipe is its own good thing, but it specifically with those roaming legendaries from Gen 2, you also had to be careful of, like, your lead Pokemon could not be, I think, above a certain level. Oh, basically it was that you had to have it. Oh, I remember. What it is you wanted to have them at a certain level, because then it would filter out every other Pokemon that they would have run into in a wild Pokemon scenario, so that the only one that would actually fight you with that high of level, and I think it was like 40 or 41, it was something, a specific level you want to shoot for with a couple of the strategies. And it would basically make it so that the only Pokemon that would come up for you then would be a, you know, the roaming legendary that you're searching around for. That was part of it. These guys are a little too high level. I just finish it. Rage. Tauros's rage is building.
You are a stinky piece of garbage.
Doo-doo. Lick a tongue, lick a bung. Here we go. Let's fight you. You're a water type, right? Is that it? Doo-doo. Pinesaw, get in here. We gotta get Gojira into the mix. Oh, whoops. Maybe not against a water type. Sorry, trying to adjust the volume here for myself. How's the game volume for you guys? It's okay. Alright, what are we gonna do? Mega Drain him? Surf. Take down. A little bit of recoil damage. Anybody else? Everybody else is banged up except Gojira. Okay, whatever. Draining energy. Hey, just a little programming note. We've been playing Wind Waker. I haven't played it in a little bit now. That game I'm going to put on pause for a bit, just because, you know, it's a long game. We're closer to beating this one, and, you know, with my schedule being kind of crazy, I just figured it'd be kind of hard to have the consistency required to get through Wind Waker at a good clip. So rather than split the time across a couple games, we'll focus on this one, and maybe mix in something else every now and then, you know, a little palate cleanser, but... yeah, I want us to, yeah, I just want us to work towards, getting a game done, you know? It'd be nice. Hit him with the soy. Oh, you hit me with the soy, are ya? the alpha voice has been cracking me up. Seeing a little bit of that first season of Pokemon. Sounds like by the time it's Pokemon Advanced, I did notice some of the... Kind of curious how many of the original voice actors from the first season were still coming back for their roles. Thought I heard some differences. Alright, a second chance at life. Here we go. Leaf Blade. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to do a quick save now. Don't screw it up again. I think I might... Maybe I should keep Pursuit just for, like, type coverage. I foresee Pine Sol as being pretty fast. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe they're not. Quick Attack, I guess, is its own kind of coverage, too, with it being a normal type. We certainly want Leaf Blade. I like the Drain stuff, just for getting a little bit of health back. I know it's not the most powerful. Let's see. Curious. Ba-bum. Ba-bum. I think, trying to see if I can maybe, which move to get rid of here? I was taking a quick peek at the internets just to see what folks thought. Folks said Pursuit will do for now, as well as Cut, but not Fury Cutter. Okay, yeah. Never trade your Sceptile because you never get it back. Okay, wow. Those are Pound, Cut, HM, Absorb, and Quick Attack. Alan, welcome. Happy Sunday. How you doing? What to get rid of? We want keep Quick Attack? Question mark. I said Carter, sorry. Cartier. I can see the name a little bit better now. Was missing an I in there. Maybe I'll get rid of Quick Attack for now. Let's bust it out. Let's get rid of that one. Keep Leaf Blade. Surely there's something better to, you know, even if we got a normal attack, but there's probably some other better move we can teach him. Alright, we got through the breeders. Oh, that's cool. That, yeah, well, and with its ability to do Yawn, I could see that one being a good Pokemon for catching. I like seeing that Pokédex at 100. That's nice. What?
Whoa, that's a great fucking record, man.
Okay. Lots of grass around here too. I could use a good healing. Good old-fashioned healing. Man, so many trainers. We have Fly now, I guess. I could go back to the Safari Zone and get a Pokemon out and teach it Fly. Do. Nice. Well, yeah, welcome, Alan. Happy Sunday. Thanks for chilling. Enjoy that,
Cannabis sativa, sweet Mary Jane.
About to use Pikachu. Will Parv change Pokemon? Yes. A Pikachu, huh? Ichigo, what's up, man? How you doing? Get to the hellos, please. It's Ichigo. How you doing, man? It is a Sunday stream, absolutely. Oh, Dancer. Whoops. You're not who I meant. How about a Protect? Get somebody else in. What's going on, Ichigo? How are you, man? Oh, feels good to be back, man. I was sick and out of town for too long. Feels good to be back in the saddle. Thank you, Ichigo. I know, man. It feels that's a huge weight off of my shoulders because I was really worried about. You know, I just didn't want to have to move twice and put stuff in storage and then move it to the new place. So yeah, new place acquired. Nothing's gonna hit Pikachu now. He's all double teamed out. This sounds good, Sir Martin. Yeah, no worries. Thank you for the lurk, and I hope you have a good rest of your Sunday. Thanks for hanging out. Finally, we hit it.
Goodbye.
Trico. This trainer has some interesting Pokemon. Too bad Sir Racha's passed out. The Pokemon don't faint, they just pass out. Okay. Forgot about old Gojira. Oh yeah, I haven't mentioned this yet, but just I always got to give a little shout out to Zombie Anton, who put together this ROM hack. I forget to say this sometimes, but yeah, we're doing the Pokemon Emerald 386 ROM hack. So it lets you get all 386 Pokemon that were available, I guess, up to that, you know, up to Gen 3, all in the one game, and through some pretty Game Freak-esque methods as well. It's not just, well, everybody comes up and wants to trade, you know. You do some catching of some of them. There's some additional events that have been, you know, put in just for this ROM hack to help you get, you know, like some legendaries from previous games have been put in some really cool places to make it feel right, you know. Yeah, it feels very Game Freak-esque, so. It's a cool way to play it. He's got a bunch of similar hacks that let you, like, he just put out a Fire Red 386. Same kind of concept. Got all 386, I guess, just across the Kanto and those Sevi Islands. It can be really hard sometimes finding stuff, Palpuck. I've had the issue as well with, like, what happened to your Farfetch'd comment? I saw it up there for, it was a little further back, sorry. I thought I could have sworn False Swipe was one of Farfetch'd's moves. Maybe not. It does. I'm seeing something here, yeah. And at least some of the games it is. Yeah, let me show you what I got. Let me, 1 second. This is actually that website I've been using, I think. Farfetch'd. What gens, though? There we are. Farfetch'd. Okay. I think you can like change to specific generations. At least if I get to the moves. Generation 3. It learns it at level 46. Look at that. That's kind of crazy. Curious if it's similar in, you know, Gens 1 and 2. 44 in Gen 2. And, or at least in gold, silver, I guess. Probably, maybe similar or same in crystal, but... it doesn't learn it in Gen 1, it says. Red and blue, it doesn't have it listed. And then I'm curious about yellow. Nope, not in yellow either. So yeah, it must have been a Gen 2 thing that we're thinking of there, yeah. Heard a bunch of honking, bunch of cars honking down the road. What's going on? Another wreck? Oh, Mudkip. That's, I just could have used a different Pokemon here, but... in fact, let's go ahead and get that other Pokemon. Oh, it didn't exist in Gen 1. Okay, that makes sense, Nick. What's up, man? Welcome. Well, yeah, you know, that's funny. You know, Farfetch'd maybe has even less purpose in Gen 1. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, you know, I wasn't that familiar with the move. I think some of you guys reminded me of it when it came to playing Crystal a while back. I guess if it's strong, it's the way it's supposed to work, right? Is that if the move is that it's like max power or whatever, if you're going to get a max hit, it wouldn't do anything more than it wouldn't make the Pokemon faint. It would bring it down to 1 HP. But I think if it's not quite powerful, if you're not strong enough, if your stats aren't high enough versus what it's going against, then I think maybe False Swipe will just do whatever damage it can do, and I don't know. But it will never do more than bringing it down to 1 HP, I guess. Alright, we fought her. Oh, what did you say after we beat you? Going to a contest in Lily Cove. That's what we need. We got to do this contest in order to get Pokeblock cases, I guess, or a Pokeblock case. Yeah. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, it's been a really nerve-wracking couple weeks, and honestly, just like after getting the apartment, we hadn't yet signed it yet, but I've been given the okay. You guys, you know, application accepted. You guys are in. And it was just, I just started having all the like doubts, you know, just really flooding in and like, oh man, actually was the place as big as I'm remembering it? Oh, I remember, you know, maybe the other place would have been better, you know, just kind of those instant feelings of worry and anxiety. But I'll tell you guys this, and all right, we joke around a lot on this stream. Often I'm dead serious, you know. But there's some jokes in there every now and then. I promise you that I couldn't make this up if I tried, but on the day that we got accepted for that apartment, you know, we had done the application, and we had, the night before, we were like, let's go ahead and apply because we really like the place. The wife and I were super tired. I've been on the phone with her as we talk through it, as she looks through the videos I took when I looked at the units, you know, and we're trying to decide if we want to apply. We're both really tired that night, but we decided, you know what, let's do it right now. I was like, I'll stay on the phone with you if you can help me, because, you know, she's the one with the laptop. I'm trying to do it all off my phone, which I could do some, but not most of it. She's back as the kind of like nerve central of this apartment search, you know, back at the Parvinator headquarters, you know. Felt like an action movie or something, you know. She's the one back at HQ. Anyway, I was like, let's, you know, we decided like, hey, let's try to finish this application tonight, even though we're both super tired and it's late. And we got it in. And then the next day, I was sitting at this coffee shop and I'm like, man, I don't know, you know. And like we got accepted or actually I'd found out since that morning we'd been accepted. And I'm sitting on that for a while. I haven't yet said, let's do it, you know. And I'm waiting, wondering if I'll hear back about the other apartment. And I'm at this coffee shop and I have the application, or, you know, the thing that says we've been accepted. We just have to say, do we want it now? And I was going back and forth and I was like, man, I'm just going to do it. All right. And I typed in the message, hey, go ahead with the last step you mentioned. Yeah, he said he wasn't going to do that until we were sure, you know, go ahead with that. We'd like to get the place. And he's like, it was right after I sent it, within about 10 seconds. The theme that plays at the beginning of the Summoning Salt videos came on. That song that I think I've got it in here somewhere. If you give me a second. Let's see. It's I don't know the title of it, but
I'm staying.
it's in here somewhere. It's quite epic.
Finishing my coffee.
Sorry, I couldn't tell that story to save my life. It was a very terrible telling. All that is to say, I was so nervous about it. I finally sent the, okay, let's take, you know, all right, well, let's do it, you know. We want the apartment, get us the lease. You know, that last email before we're signing a lease. I had sent it, and I just felt like, oh, man. I had that feeling of like, oh, you know, I was shaking a bit. I was feeling like I had screwed up, or like, this is huge, man. This means we're moving away. What if this apartment is a dud? What if I screwed up? And then, yeah, the Summoning Salt comes through the... Well, and it comes on over the loudspeakers or over the speakers at this coffee shop that I'm at. It was within 10 seconds of sending that email. This triumphant music comes through. Sorry for the Pokemon. It did, Ichigo. I promise you. It played at a coffee shop. I don't know what that theme is or whatever, but in the Summoning Salt videos, Pyle Puck, I know he gives a title for the song, but you know, it's someone else's work or whatever. But yeah, he gives the title, and yeah, it was that song. I forget the name of it. Let me just go look it up now. Summoning Salt song. Their most recent video, I noticed they're using a new one now. We have a video, the YouTuber who made a music genre famous. In this video, I talk about Summoning Salt and his taste in music and explain how and why it has become such phenomenon. Wow, it's 8 minutes and 38 seconds for that. That's a... I just want an answer. I don't want a video. Is it we're finally landing? Let me see. It is. Yeah. Let me get you the link. I don't know if that was coming through for you guys just now, but yeah, let me get the link for this. Share. Be careful, because there's about 5 seconds of silence at the beginning, and then it comes in kind of loud. But yeah. Hey, and I started to feel a little bit better, honestly. Like when when the, when the summoning salt music, we'll call it, came on, I actually had to text my wife and say, wow, what was can you believe it? Is this a sign? That's what I asked. That's cool, Palpuck, yeah. It's interesting how much royalty-free stuff there is. You know, there's a lot of stuff that says it is, but it's actually not. But I appreciate the musicians and producers and stuff who have put stuff out there and let everybody use it. You see a couple of names over and over again when it comes down to you know, like a lot of, like, you know, commonly used internet songs, but it's just because there are a couple there's a couple names that have just done so many, including a lot of sort of ambient stuff, or more like you know, the melody isn't quite so forward in it, so it's not like you necessarily pick up on it. It might have been used in a couple videos you've seen, but it's not quite so obvious. The power of music, Palpuck. Absolutely. I did feel a little bit better, you know? This Vigoroth is gonna hurt. He's the name I was thinking of, the first one, Palpuck. I need to teach you surf, Dancer. I think surf might have gotten us out of this battle already. Oh, we could have supersonic you. What was I thinking? Our team is really beat up. I kind of forgot about what I mentioned about going to the Safari Zone and maybe trying to fly, but I won't forget you. Sorry I humiliated you, lady. Didn't expect to lose this easily. I'll win next time. Nanab berries. Okay. Some of these berries I'm familiar with from playing Pokemon Go. And I haven't played that in many years at this point. That gameplay loop gets old really fast. And battles where you just kind of like click a button over and over again. Not to mention all the tracking stuff. Cool. I was thinking we might make it to Lily Cove here. All right. So Lily Cove City is where we're supposed to be able to get the Pokéblock case, I believe it is. Interesting music here. This might be a good spot to get a little break in. Maybe I'll take that first big break in just a couple minutes. Do a little bit of exploration. Where the land ends and the sea begins. Oh, that's funny, Palpuck. I'd like to see what some of the characters are that they're using. That's fun. And you know, it's funny because I think that this is the first time I've ever seen the phrase like Smash Bros. Like. But you tell me what that is, and I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, yeah. You know, a big like IP fighter. pitting different characters from different games, different creators, devs, maybe across platforms. Who knows? This planet's biggest mysteries are at the bottom of the sea. Somebody said that, but I don't know. There's a deep underwater trench between Moss Deep and Sootopolis. Wow, Moss Deep and I love Sootopolis. Sounds like a doity place. That's what someone told me anyway. That's cool, Palpuck. I like the name for it too, royalty free for all. Have you seen that strange cave in the cove at the edge of town? You know, I haven't yet. Be checking that out soon. I came from Kanto. The Hoenn region is beautiful with all its water and verdant nature. Huh? Wait a second. Could there be a rare Pokemon? Or could there be rare Pokemon that live only in this area? Humanoid barber pole. That's funny. So yeah, there's some, like, you know, unconventional or, you know, creative usages of, that's interesting. It's funny because as you mentioned the, like, humanoid barber pole, I don't know why my head goes to, like, a clay fighters. What was it, 63 and a third or something? 63 and 2/3. I'm almost seeing a clay fighter-esque, you know, graphical style. Pokemon Trainer Fan Club. Names of trainers are scribbled all over the sign.
But before you leave...
Hey, thank you guys for hanging. This has been a fun one so far. Maybe I should get a little break. Feels good to be back in the saddle, though. Hanging with some good folks. Guys, we're working our way over, well, through Lily Cove, and, you know, I don't know if I need to spend much time here or if we should really head on down to Mount Pyre first. I think that there's a perilous situation going on up on Mount Pyre, so maybe we'll get healed up and then head that way or something. See what's going on. Could always do a little more town exploration too. Well, let's get a break. We'll come back and we'll pick it up where we left off. All right, see you soon.
So long, Bowser.
Hey, yo, what's up, guys? Welcome. Hey, Kev, sorry, I had missed your question earlier. Sorry, I totally missed you coming in. And but yeah, no, that I haven't moved yet. What I had to do on this trip was I had to go, well, find a place to to live in, find a place to move to, I guess. So, yeah, there were a couple days for being sick as well, but then, yeah, I spent this week looking for a place to live and, you know, found one. We signed the lease. Thank God. This is Abigail. I'm cycling right now. I love swimming and running, but cycling is my first love. Makes my whole body feel as if I'm one with the wind. It exhilarates me as if I were flying. Okay, today I'm going to set a new cycling road record. You should make the challenge too. See ya. All right, we're going to heal up. So I don't think oh, we did do that. We just didn't talk to anybody. I'm the quiz lady. I love quizzes. I'm waiting for someone to challenge a quiz this lady thought up. If you answer correctly, you can win fabulous prizes. Would you like to take the quiz challenge? Sure, lady. Let's take the quiz challenge. After you've read the quiz question, press the A button. Which is the pretty item? Cold Flowers machine. What? Back out. We're quitting, lady. Please take the quiz challenge another time. Okay, let's see. Were those your three answers at the bottom? Which is the pretty item? Cold flowers or machine? I'm like, do you want me to say cold flowers? I don't understand. Yeah, I think maybe, yeah, maybe so, Palpuck, yeah. It was really just the, as I tried to think of it was really just more as I tried to think of this fighting game. That style came to mind for whatever reason, and yeah, I think that seeing I think that there's that connection to to that snowy level that's in Clay Fighter 63 and I don't know, and a fraction. I don't know that I played that one. I think maybe I saw like a, you know, a playable, well, not a demo version, but set up in a store or whatever, a retail demo. Am I supposed to say cold flowers? Like, I don't... Just flowers? Do you boo-boo? Conditions, actions, hobbies, lifestyle. Miscellaneous. Wow, these words. Boop, 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 boop. Trendy saying. Wannabe. Wow, I love that wannabe is a trendy saying. Adjectives. Rickety. Pokemon 2. Flower wasn't in lifestyle? I don't understand the way your quiz works, lady. I don't understand the question, and I won't respond to it. I would have thought it might have been in this, among other categories. Flowers. You're amazing. You've got it right. You're one sharp customer. It's like, I saw that description of the, like, you know, I finally saw that description almost right at the end there of out of the ones listed or whatever. But it was just funny how it was just the 3 words there, you know. I thought it was cold flowers was one of the answers. Congratulations, you've got the quiz. You got the quiz right. You've won a prize provided by Lady. It certainly was. Yeah, it was a bit of a, there's a bit of that, meta commentary on fighters. Well, more than a bit of it with that game, from what I know about it, man. Yeah, I could see it making sense that, yeah. I remember thinking his, maybe I saw it in Nintendo Power or something, but the Earthworm Jim character looked pretty sweet, the way they did him up in Clay Fighter. You know what? We're not going to do this prize, lady. I don't need to make my own quiz. Okay, I've entertained this long enough. I wonder how many types of Pokemon there are in the world. It'd be great to cross seas and trade Pokemon with people far away. I've been hearing about some rotten scoundrels who steal Pokemon and rip off meteorites. Damn, those rotten scoundrels. Thirsty man. Well, yeah, I wonder. I'm curious now if I have that on that. I've got an EverDrive for my 64. I'm curious if I had that game on it. Was there anything about that game that doesn't play? I don't know what games it is I'm thinking of, but there are a couple on 64 that can. They give some emulators an issue and some like clone systems, or if I think that there might be. I don't know if that new like analog 3D that came out, the FPGA 64. I think it's already had an update or two to the firmware that I guess was supposed to help with some of the. Couple of those titles that were sort of harder to get. This town is all too much for me right now. I'm gonna head out because there's a little bit of a storyline waiting for us, I think, down at or up at Mount Pyre. So here's a Team Aqua guy. Hey you! Don't go near the cave in the cove. Why? You don't need a reason why. I'm an adult, so you just listen to me. Okay. That's interesting, Palpuck. Oh, like it was a later revision that would be used for like a, game or game and console rental. I was reading something recently about Sculpture. I do remember, yeah, that title, Sculpture's Cup. Yeah. Most of what I know about that series, I think, was just from Nintendo Power back then. I haven't really. I've seen the box art, and that's about it since then. There was a game called Judgment Clay as well. I see, or... Don't want the URL. I want the picture. Tiny picture. Clay combat in 3D worlds. 63 1/3. Okay, what are these? I don't know. I want to go to Mount Pyre, actually. I know that there's a few Team Aqua folks hanging out around here, and they've mentioned a cave near a cove. We moved more loot into our secret hideout today. Who are you? I was just talking to myself. Man, it's gotta be tough being a grunt. You know, you're always... You gotta have something to talk about, so you're gonna be at some point divulging your... the plans of your criminal enterprise. You'd think that these guys could take up a hobby or have something else to talk about, so they wouldn't just exclusively be talking about their diabolical plans. I'm just a grunt, so I don't know what the boss is thinking. But being on Team Aqua, I know I'll get the chance to do big things. Who are you? I was just talking to myself.
Thank you so much for playing my game.
Cave in the cove, huh? You know of the peculiar cavern in this cove? This is only the third or fourth person to mention this cave cove. That had been a natural formation, but then that Team Aqua lot came along and made their renovations. They called themselves the, quote, nature-loving Team Aqua.
Mamma mia!
But what they do and what they say don't match at all. I've only seen a little bit of it, Palpuck. Like, as in just a couple of episodes, at a certain point, it was like, you know, there'd already been so much to it that I didn't know where to begin. But I really like, isn't Patrick Warburton? Is that who I'm thinking of? I love his voice. I love that character that he does. Among others in other shows. But yeah, that's a great one. Oh, that's funny. I would like to watch more of that. I enjoyed what I saw. It's just, it was all, you know, it's not necessarily something you have to watch everything in sequence, I don't believe, but yeah, you know, I would like to see the origins of it. Brock, that's a great name. Brock Sampson. Brock Sampson. Can't do it. He's got the I don't know, it's just a great timbre to his voice. It's got the high and low thing simultaneously, and it's, I don't know. And of course he's a good actor. Which is most of it. When it comes to voice acting, can't forget that second word. It's that's the tough one, you know. And the one that matters the most. I could just use someone who's a little more suited to this, I guess. Kind of forcing Sriracha. You know what? I should go back actually and think about maybe switching the team around, or I don't know. Whoops. Oh, here we go. Electric on electric. I could see that. At what point is he doing Buzz Lightyear's voice? And not Tim Allen. I think I saw 1 through 3, I believe, of Toy Story. I think there's been a 4. I don't know. Thirsty man. Mudshot. I missed who's coming in, but stay in there. Oh, well, it wouldn't matter. I don't know who this is. Shift Tree? Look at this Pokemon with the leaf hands, this kind of like seeming haircut and beard that it's got as well. That's funny. Seems like something that would be good against Mr. Mud. Although maybe it's fighting as well? Fighting in grass? I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen this Mon. You know what? Let's just see what's up. Let's try Mr. Mud for half a second. If he dies, he dies. Okay, well, that didn't. Dang. Could be. It does have, yeah, I mean, I could see that. It's funny. It's cute. This Pokemon version. I don't think I'd ever seen this one. And I didn't clock the shoes either. The like essentially the like raised sandal. That's funny. I didn't see that in this sprite here at first. Hey, welcome, Steven. How you doing? Get in there. Burn this thing up. We gotta get a better move than Ember. Looking forward to that. Oh! Playing some Dragon Warrior 7. Very cool. Yes, it is, Kev. So, were you wanting to play that because the remake just came out recently? Did that get you thinking about DW7? I have that game, and I played it back in the day, but it was really before I truly got into any Dragon Quest. It would take a little bit longer. Oh, is it? That's cool, Alan. Yeah, I don't think I'd seen that one yet. That makes sense. Yeah. C-Dot, all that potential in just a little acorn. Look at you, Mr. Mud.
Keep rolling, 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 rolling.
Heck yeah. Well, look at this. Wow, look at the sprite for it, too. The like fin coloration that comes from like the lower belly wrapped under around and back. The yeah, like the design of its arms too. The stuff on top of the arm there. That kind of, this is cool. Cool little sprite. Looks crazy. I like its. It's all like turned to the side. I like the angle at it too. Staring, well, you know, it's going to be staring down another Pokemon. Yeah. Well, that's cool, Kev. Yeah, I hope it is definitely, it has a reputation for being such a long game. I'm glad you're giving it a shot. Have you, I can't remember if you told me you played much of the other, you know, Dragon Quest and Warrior games. I know with that game, you know, there's a lot of classes, like a big kind of job system, you know, and it's funny because I recently heard the phrase, it's the Dragon Quest that Dragon Quests the hardest, in that like basically I guess there's a gameplay loop to it, and I got to this part where you, without giving any spoilers, there's some repetition to what you kind of do with the gameplay loop. And I think it can go on for such a long time, and there's so much to it that a lot of, you know, it wasn't everybody's cup of tea. But I know that folks that like stuck with it tend to really, really like it as well, which, you know, there's some self-selection there. But out of folks that have played a lot of the games and have gone through 7, I usually see some, you know, people seem to like it, you know. So yeah, man, I've been wanting to play it myself, and I think I would probably do that PS1 version too. You know, there's like a was it DS or 3DS? There was a remake of it for a portable. I think it was 3DS. And by that point, they'd made the name change to, yeah, Dragon Quest. Here, you know. Yeah. This cover, so, yeah, liking Toriyama, you know, this was one of the things that led me to get this and Dragon Quest 3 for Game Boy Color as a kid. Just being you know, so I like DBZ, and I knew, and I'd read how much these games, you know, how popular they were in Japan, and how, although they had their fans here, it wasn't nearly the popularity that they had there. It was just, you know, my interest was piqued. I just think I wasn't quite ready to receive the Dragon Quest message. But yeah, I still had that one. My big CD, or big jewel case. Or not jewel case, but like a CD wallet thing. It's an interesting art style. The PS1 version is. I think I would think that it has a lot of charm now. Some would use the phrase "ugly as hell," but it was an interesting little transition to a kind of, you know, some stuff would be in 3D, but it was kind of a 2.5D sort of feel to it. I'm trying to get some. Of course, everything is of this remake that just came out, but let me show you. It'd be good to have a video, maybe go out to YouTube. Show you, but yeah. It's, of course, a really small picture here, sorry about that, but yeah. You, there are some points at which the camera will rotate, and you'll see the 3D nature of these kind of locations, or it looks all, it's like that, it's a similar angle, some of it is, to like Final Fantasy Tactics, or some of those other kind of like, you know, games that are at a bit of an isometric kind of thing, but they would have some interesting parts where the camera would like pan around, but the player characters are just sprites that will always like face forward, and well, unless they're not supposed to, but the point is they will stay like facing whatever direction, and it's just funny when you see it all move. I remember at the time being like, oh, this is I don't play all the games just for the graphics, but there's a roughness to this, but I'm going to find a little video for us so we can take a look at some. Yeah, it's kind of cool, isn't it, Kev? I think I I didn't hate it then, and I think I could appreciate it now just for it being, well, you know, having some charm to it. It definitely feels like a transition between the sort of, you know, what you saw with like the SNES style, or, you know, the previous Dragon Quest stuff to something more 3D. Let me find a video before I pull this up. Gonna move on in just a second, but yeah, I've been thinking about this game too, and I think I'd like to play the PS1 version again. I only made it. I don't think I would have made it more than about 10 hours when I originally played. I did get past the prologue, so maybe, I don't know. It takes a long time. It's a very long intro. And there's been 2 remakes of Dragon Quest VII at this point, and every one of them has shortened that intro. even further. That was one of the biggest detractors back in the day when people, like, when I saw the original reviews and stuff for it, is it took so long to get rolling. To get into your first battle, several hours. Okay, give me a second here, and I'll find us a little... Maybe there's a trailer or something from back then. 2001 English trailer. Let's check it out. I don't know if I'll have sound, which that's okay. We may just have to deal.
This game has not yet been rated.
Oh, we do have sound. Actually, yeah, it had some fun little graphics for the time, too. The power of CD, baby! Some of the, like, the little graphics they would do for the characters' attacks and stuff were fun. Yeah, see? The little camera rotation. Sorry, we still got the Pokemon music, don't we? Oopsie. See, some of the attacks are pretty sweet. The little, and I like, yeah, looking at the animation, too. This is fun. I think I can appreciate this more, especially now that I've made it through a Dragon Quest. Took a while. Finally beat 3. Oh my god. They have some pretty sweet soundtracks, these games do. Some tracks just really soar. Okay. Cool. All right. Back to Pokemon. Oh yeah. Yeah, I had missed your next to last comment there, Kev. Yeah, it's funny. I don't know how far I made it into the game, but yeah, it was that's right. I don't want to spoil anything either, but a huge chunk of the game is like done via vignettes. That's not really any storyline spoiler, but it's a lot of short stories. There is an overall, you're putting them all together and going through it all as part of a bigger picture, but that's where it gets repetitive for some people, is that, it does, I don't know, one way to boil it down to is that it's a whole bunch of little vignettes that come to be more interconnected, or at least once you've gone through them, it, leads to a bigger picture. But that also means that you're going through and completing it, basically, and then you're back to the sort of hub, and then out to another world, and then back to the hub, and then that's where, yeah, if you like Dragon Quest, it's the most Dragon Questy of them, I hear.
Let's get weird! Let's get weird!
Not to say it's necessarily the best for like a first timer to the series, but as in, yeah, the hardcore will love it. I don't know. I hear that the story is fun though. It's a long game. I can't get this hair out of my face, so let me just. Throwing the hat on. There we go. Haircut incoming. No, I'm gonna be cutting it in at. I've got an appointment to get it cut. Ichigo, I won't go like super short, but yeah, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it cut down. I can't. I like long hair, but I have always been sensitive to it being in my face and being in my eyes, and it just driving me kind of bonkers, honestly. Another shuppet. Don't curse yourself. Like you did last time. Make yourself faint. No, Roach. This I had to. What I was doing is I had to go up to find a place this last time, so I just got back from that. Oh, cool. How'd the bed build go? That's funny, Ichigo. Yeah, well, you know, it's one of those things where it can have its awkward phase, you know, and my hair definitely does that. And then it gets into a too long phase, and it's in that now where it just like it won't. It's kind of like if you over leveled a Pokemon, especially one that you got in a trade, and it just starts to get a bit unruly. It's no longer listening to you half the time. I feel like that's kind of what happens. I have a sweet spot with short to medium hair, and then as it gets to a certain length, it just stops doing the fun natural curl or wave, and it kind of just starts falling down. You know? So I forgot what we're up against. Oh yeah, I wanted to put this thing to sleep. Or paralyzed. Let's try that actually. Don't curse yourself. That's what it's gonna do, isn't it? Hit a Fantastic Sam's. That's a barber shop, right? No, Ichigo cry. You're like, I really want to grow my hair out, babe. You got to be careful though, kid. What, Ichigo? What is your kid? No, I'm curious. Has your kid ever seen you with long hair? Because I just saw a supercut of kids being like really upset. This was more of a shave. They had a beard. Dad had a beard, and then they shaved, and the toddler just, you know, was like, "Who is this strange man in this house? Get him out of here." You know. Well, here, you know, you don't need me to tell you this, Ichigo, but at a certain point, if you want this child to develop right, I think as the dad, you're going to have to find a style and stick to that for the next 20 or more years. And then you're allowed to change it, but I think for the good of the kid, you know, you may want to consider that you got to settle down at a certain point, man. I know this sounds harsh, and you know, I don't mean for it to, but maybe we need to hear this now. That isn't to say don't grow your hair out, just you know. Can we give them some consistency for the future, something to think about. Toss a great ball, see how that goes. They do, Palpuck. I know I've seen the I can picture the way that the logo's written out. Shuppet, the puppet. This Pokemon roams about deep in the night, seeking such negative emotions as grudges and envy. It retreats to its nest when the sun begins to rise. Yikes. Been a lot of Shuppets moving around lately. Feeding off of those negative emotions. Kleenex. Yeah. Have an issue? Here's a tissue. I shall name him Kleenex. Not to be confused with the Scandinavian bluegrass electronic band Rednecks. I think it was 1X, possibly. Of Cotton Eye Joe fame. I have continued with my studies in the art of concealment, but I have been too successful. No one has been able to find me. My success makes me lonely. Like smoke, I disappear. Farewell. Oh yeah, we still haven't, that guy's been, so that's back at that house. This is the House of Secrets or something, I don't know. It's like a little maze in there. I guess it keeps resetting throughout the course of the game, and we haven't gone back in a while, so I've got to check out what that is. Okay, speaking of going back. Let's go pull a Pokemon out. We also have Fly now. I still haven't used that. We need someone who can cut. You really need... It helps to have your team, the team that you roll with, having some of these HMs in this game, because yeah, we've missed a few opportunities for cut. There's a lot of places to serve. And Kleenex. We got to get Vigoroth going before they get too under... I mean, they're already a low level at this point, but... I'm gonna put Dancer out for a second. Let's go here. Box 14 filled up. Box 3 is the ones I'm thinking about keeping, I think. Oh yeah, Bellsprout. Are you our cutter? Stun Spore, Poison Powder, Sleep Powder, and Cut. Damn it, Bellsprout, why are you so useful? Okay, I don't know, maybe I should just teach Cut to, like, some Pokemon I'm gonna keep in our party. He's level 30, Kecleon. Man. It's Grass and Psychic? Is that what we're dealing with here? Sorry, word. Type, it's just normal. That's right, because it changes its type. Okay. Forgot about that little aspect of it all. Man, I gotta get up to Mount Pyre. Jeez. So much to do in this game. I was thinking about doing some flying, but... Fury Swipes, Side Beam. I need something good in our team that can cut. Maybe... I don't know. I'm going to use that Trico. I'm going to continue to use Trico, so maybe I should just have an HM Pokemon after all. Let me ditch one of these. We've been leveling up for a bit. We got some folks that are a little too high level, so maybe Sriracha, take a break. Hate to do that. That's our starter Pokemon. I have some cutting to do. We can also fly, I guess, now. Just nice. $62.02. All right. Did I water these over here? Hopefully I did. Water them again. Still trying to think about schedule for this week, but I think, you know, for sure should be able to be back tomorrow doing some Emerald, and I think I'll be able to get at least a few days in this week. Things really pick up for me starting in next week, but and then of course I move like middle of next month. At that point, it's going to be a little time before I can get everything set up. Oh yeah, it's going to be nice. With my Pokemon, I have traveled to the world's four corners. You might say I have some confidence in my abilities. Anybody ever seen the movie When Harry Met Sally? Anyone in the world? I just saw it for the first time last night, actually, for V-Day. My wife had recommended it. Of course I had heard of it and, you know, knew a little bit about it. Mr. Mudd looked badass during that little, you know, I said Sriracha was my starter. That's not true at all. They're a Gen 3 starter, but not the one we chose. Mr. Mudd had a cool little glowing thing, like when he came out. I can't believe Mr. Mudd has said it's a final level. Take this thing down. Yeah, Palpuck, yeah. Right. You know, it's funny because I probably first heard of that movie, like, a lot of people of a certain millennial age may have learned of, although we knew some of it, of course. I was alive during the 80s, but not so much of a pop culture aficionado. So I had to watch I Love the 80s to, you know, fill in some of the gaps. Your Pokemon prowess is remarkable. Allow me to register you as a... Okay, do it. Or registered. So I had seen the scene that, well, or at least I think either I Love the 80s or other things had referenced or shown a clip of, yeah, Meg Ryan in the scene just prior to that line of that, yeah, I'll have what she's having. One of the things throughout the movie, I couldn't, a part of me there was a little bit of a sadness realizing that in just a few short years, Meg Ryan would get, someone, I don't remember if it's her or Tom Hanks, but one of them would be getting an email that would change their world. An AOL mail. In just a few short years. Take us out of here, lazy boy. I wonder if I haven't spent a whole lot of time in the grass around here, but we do plan on coming back to Lily Cove. Oh. Well, another reason to run around in the grass. A gloom. Let's Thunderwave you. Yeah, Ichigo, I haven't seen too many of them, but, you know, they're good date night movies, you know? Rom-coms can be. He's like, I don't need it to be a date a date night, you know? Anytime is a good time. I will say, you know, I had the, you know, there was a little water welling up in the eyes at the end of the movie, you know, and definitely a like, yes, finally. It's funny because Billy Crystal's character was so, it cracks me up. Like I was ready to, there's early on in the movie, and granted when they first meet they're young, right? So that's part of the characterization of it, but he is insufferable. And I was afraid that he was going to be like that the entire movie. And that he was just going to be such a persistent horn dog all the time, and that every move, word, and blah 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 would be to try to get an immediate move in the direction of getting it on. And you see the character, you see as you know as they're older, like, you know, thankfully his character learns some restraint and learns some, you know, like, you know, they both kind of they go through some phases, so to speak. There's some good growth with it. But yeah, I was a little bit worried. I was like, man, this character is going to be getting old. It does, Ichigo. Yeah, it definitely hits. It hits so many of the like rom-com, you know, narrative structures. It's all there. I'll say this about it. It's kind of crazy that it came out in 1989, and I could see it being a template for those kind of movies, or at least the like rom-com that tries to have at least some level of a higher level of writing to it, or at least some level of like, you know, you know. What we got, Ricky? I don't care about your zigzagoon, Ricky. Get the hell out of here. The slightly elevated, witty rom-com, I suppose. That is still mainstream ultimately, but you know, I feel it set the template for those. God, Magnets, you suck. You're not running away from anything. Spark them up, Magnets. Get it out of here. Yeah. All right, let's run back. One more trip back to town. I must have forgotten to catch that gloom back there. Ah! Run! That effect is pretty brutal. I went to a restaurant last night. We were not sure if we would try to go somewhere. You know, we were like, okay, we know this one place. Okay, good. They're not doing anything different for Valentine's Day because, you know, honestly, I've most of the time it's a big miss. If there's a restaurant that I like to go to on a somewhat regular basis and they're doing something differently for Valentine's Day, or like a fixed price menu or something, it's usually a big old miss. And it's stressful and expensive to, you know, it's a stressful and expensive night. But yeah, we went to this one place that we go to every couple months or something, and they weren't doing anything special for it, but they were quite crowded. And I got to the front and they asked if we wanted to eat, you know, dine in or take it to go. And we had considered that maybe if it was crowded, we would just like, let's just get it and we'll take it home and we'll watch When Harry Met Sally. That was the plan. And we knew we wanted to order what we'd had the last time, so it was just really good. Nothing up here, huh? Maybe headbutting the trees, perhaps? Nothing hidden in the grass, I don't think. Maybe the item finder. You could still find it, right? Without using the item finder if you went straight to... Oh, if you went straight to it, couldn't you? Oh yeah, it like points you in the direction of it, I think. Shaking wildly. Well, we get there and we're like, all right, look, you know what? Let's take it home. And we're gonna do a to-go order. And she's like, okay, what will you have? And then we told her we'd go ahead and pay. And then we step aside. Again, the restaurant's kind of crowded. We step aside. We're trying to like get out of folks' way, not be too close to a table or something. They really don't have like a waiting area at this place. And a couple of people ahead of us get their order or get seated. And then they came to us and they were like, hey, actually, you know, because a couple of tables had left, they were like, hey, if you wanted to sit down, actually, we can get you in. And we're like, okay, you know what? Yeah, all right, let's do it. Yeah, sure, thank you. And then we were seated, and I kind of realized, like, when we sat down, I was like, we put our whole order in, appetizers, drinks, everything. I wonder if it's going to be coming out and we're going to get our food like while everybody else is waiting. And that absolutely happened. We're at our table, you know, there were a couple of couples that were ahead of us. They had been seated. One of them was still even looking at the menus and stuff, I think, when we got our food, or maybe had just put their order in, and then, you know, all of our stuff comes out at once, because I think they just, you know, told the kitchen they were already working on it, and they just told them, hey, make it for here. So, you know, in that moment I was like, I can see how this looks bad, everyone, but yes, we knew what we wanted and we paid, okay? Like, it's well, man, I guess if anybody's looking for a way to get in and get your food fast, you could always try that. You know, start it as a to-go order and then change it for here. This one hack will piss off all the other restaurant goers. Pro tip. I mean, if you know everything you want right off the bat, that has always been a classic shortcut, right? That's a classic shortcut. In the moment, I gotta say, I felt a little bit of society's pressure, because I noticed a patron or two was looking over with a bit of a raised eyebrow. Those folks came in after us, and they've already got their food and everything. What is going on here?
Society!
Exactly. I had a Thai iced tea that was really good. Coconut milk, Thai iced tea, yum. I just need to get Bellsprout out of the top spot, I guess. I am interested in Shuppet. I'm guessing it's just Ghost. I don't know. You know, because I'm trying to not use the Gengar line. Maybe I should try to catch another one of these. Do a little comparison shopping. Its eyes look cool. Society. Nightshade, huh? Alright. I like you already, Shuppet. Hope it'll survive this. Damn. You know what? I do want a Shuppet, so I won't be sad if one comes to us. Oh yeah, we got sleep powder. Well, you're useful, Bellsprout. You're just bad at running away. How it stayed awake using its insomnia. Okay, so it has an insomnia ability, so I'm guessing Dream Eater isn't part of the puzzle then. Or, what is that one? Is it Nightmare or something? I believe we have, I think we caught one Shuppet already, I believe, Powpuck. Maybe not. Maybe I killed every one of them. Or I think we caught one. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I wanted to see if I could, I was saying, I'm kind of interested in this one. I could use a ghost Pokemon. So, yeah, let's do a little comparison. Sorry, magnets. Everybody's high level. I think maybe it was, maybe there's other moves you can use when one is asleep, but the snore, I think it might have been snore I was thinking of, where when you're asleep you still have an option for an attack. Okay, what can I do here? Oh. Pain behind the eyes. What the hell? Well, yeah, I mean, what is the Kleenex of the Kleenex, you know? We already covered that. Darn. Someone quick, name another tissue brand. I mean, toilet tissue, it becomes a little bit easier. Puffs. Yes, yeah, with the little kid that's all stuffed up. Okay, alright. You know what? I wasn't recalling it, but yeah, I think that's a notable second brand. Big ups to Puffs. That's not gonna work. This is just a sad fight here. Maybe Gojira can do a fire attack. Yeah, it's got the little stop. It looks very, you know, that stop motion from, well, the Christmas movies especially come to mind. Rudolph and the Red-Nosed Reindeer, among others. But yeah, it's got the little kid with the red nose. Bite might just kill it. Can I get away with a rock slide, maybe? It's gonna kill itself. This is a sad state of affairs. Every Pokemon gets some experience too. That's nice. I don't have an experience all. I'm just bad at strategy. Okay. Try a little paralysis again. This time from Bellsprout. I guess you can't really do anything else though. Cut's not gonna work. Gojira 2 it is. Boom, 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 boom.
You teach me and I'll teach you.
Gojira 2. Doo-doo-doo. Sure, I'll take the experience. That Shuppet was weak anyway. I didn't... If it can't survive a rock slide, I don't want it. Well, guys, I didn't make it to Mount Pyre yet, and I don't know if I will tonight. That's okay. We should be able to play tomorrow. That's interesting, Palpuck. Yeah. I'll have to look that up. Their style is, it's, you know... It's funny because as a kid, some of the stuff that was supposed to be scary was so scary, huh? Like, I guess they show the snow monster at one point, right? Or, and as a kid, man, my God. There's an interesting life that comes about by way of stop motion. That's just, I don't know, it's interesting. Again, things have that liveliness to them, yet, of course, it's, you know, there's the uncanny feeling about the whole thing, and I don't know. Damn it, it's gonna kill itself. You know, speaking of interesting art styles, that we were talking Dragon Quest VII earlier, the remake that just came out, they're doing a pretty interesting style of the, you know, taking what was originally the Toriyama art designs, and, you know, it's done in 3D, but it's got a very, it almost looks similar to what we're talking about. Those puppets that were made for the stop motion, those figures that everything has a bit of a gloss to it. Let me see if I can find a screenshot, or maybe a quick video would be good. But it's interesting because Final Fantasy VII's, or rather Dragon Quest VII's, it's not everybody's like favorite hero, and I think I've heard some folks talk about how, you know, the art was kind of weak for the series, but, or at least in the main characters. Look at you, Bellsprout. And it's funny because there is this one character named Kiefer who is like basically very much looks like Prince Charming from Shrek. Has a similar characterization. Well, not so much that he knows he's a, you know, a royal or whatever, and he carries himself that way, but not to the extent that you see in Shrek. But yeah, it's interesting what they did with the art. Let me see if I can find a little. This one kind of snuck up on me. This remake, I don't think they talked a whole lot of, like, there was discussion about how people thought it was being made, and I think they kind of kept this game a little bit under wraps until it was pretty close to being out, and then bam, dropped it on folks. The announcement trailer was just 5 months ago, you know. Let me show you a little bit of this launch trailer. I'll do that. I might turn the... Let's do this. I might turn the volume off for this one. Actually, let's see what we got.
Wakey, wakey, young man. You can't stay in bed all morning.
I've always hoped
I haven't seen this. I've just seen a little bit of like gameplay footage.
other lands to be discovered.
The grown-ups keep saying that this is the only island in the world. But
That's Kiefer there. Look. So the style, right? Hold on. That's a good... I saw a lot of folks like pausing on... This was one of those like early images, I think, that came out. Everything's got that almost Toy Story-esque like doll kind of thing to it. It's an... I don't know what I think about it. With that being said, it does look like an interesting kind of... When you look at the source material, where is that? Let's pull up the... Again, this is kind of small, but those are actually same three characters, just out of order. You know, you got the hero kid in the middle, you know, in the trailer we're seeing. Mary Bell and Kiefer. But yeah, it's got this, like, there's that curvature to the cheeks and everything, and it's I don't know. Think I could get used to it, but it does, Palpuck. Absolutely. That's another good, like, reference to what it looks like.
Well, there's no way I'm letting you have all the fun.
Will you help us lift this terrible curse and liberate our kingdom?
Traveling the world.
Hearing good things about this game. It is... I think that they did shorten, you know, they abbreviated quite a bit from the first game, and
Only the restoration of the Almighty can bring true.
but with some new content, I guess, as well. But when I said first game, I guess the original version of this on the PS1.
So the question is, who did this to the world in the first place? It's the same bad egg who's been creating chaos in all these towns we've been to. You know who I mean, right?
Oh, there you go, Alan. Here's
Just let me ask you one thing.
Oh, look out! What's out?
Truly ready for what lies ahead?
It kind of looks like Prince Charming, doesn't it? Or what's his name?
You know who I mean?
Not Prince Charming. What am I going for? Total Chad. Kiefer.
The Demon King.
Just let me ask you one thing.
In time, they uncover the world's true form.
I fear something nefarious is afoot. You need only embrace the darkness once more.
There are, Palpuck. They've been doing a lot of remakes lately. I guess in just the last couple years, it was 3. And then they did the Dragon Quest 1 and 2 as a... I think they were sold jointly as the one game. And then, yeah, you just had Dragon Quest 7. And the crazy thing is, all of those games have had remakes. Every one of those has had previous remakes. 3 had been remade for the Super Famicom and for the Game Boy Color. It was originally on the NES. You know, and then it's just funny. Yeah, this is the second remake of Dragon Quest 7, which was originally on the PS1. It'd get remade for 3DS, which I've heard good things about those versions, the DS and 3DS. They remade Dragon Quest 4, 5, 6. 6 was a new one, I think. But yeah, 4, 5, and 7. Or no. What did they do? Yeah, they did remake, I think, 4, at least 4 and 5 and 7 during that portable period. So yeah, a lot of remakes. Again, it's another like who's on first. Enough of that trailer. It looks interesting. I just, if I play a version, I think I'd probably just try the original PlayStation version. I hear that it's a little bit longer. You get more job classes, and I don't have a problem going back to the old school. It looks interesting. Didn't even really get to see too much battle there, but that's okay. Speaking of battle, should I try to get another Shuppet? Can you run away as Weeping Bell? Yes. How's our team? I'm busted up already. I gotta teach Fly to somebody. I don't know that I want to give it to our Pelipper. It turned out to be such a good, such a good Pokemon that I want to waste a move with. But is it a waste if it helps us play the game so much faster? I guess that's a fair question. Man, all right, you know what? I can't stay for too long tonight. I just looked at the time. I may have to work my way back to town here, and then we just call it. I'm going to be back tomorrow playing some, so should be able to get a longer session. Reebs, what's up, man? Welcome. How you doing, Reebs?
Pokemon cards.
Happy Sunday.
I just want to go home and play Pokemon.
I'm doing the dance. The bio break. The dance of the bio break. Run away. Oh, cool, man. Now you're ready for a long session? You're gonna be are you gonna be playing any games tonight, or? Right, another chance at catching a Gloom. Guys, let me do this. I should get a quick little bio break in real quick, and then I can end this game on a better note. So let me do that. No, you know what? I'm gonna hold it for comedic purposes. Okay? If it happens, it happens. It's a good way to end up on live stream fails. Oh, cool. I didn't know you were working on one, Reeves. I don't know why I brought out another grass. I am highly distracted. Yeah. I should just get that super fast break in. I'll do that, guys. BRB. Coming right back to you. Pinky, what's up? How you doing? Happy Sunday. Welcome, guys. Welcome. All right. So, sorry for the quick run there. And I don't think this stream is very long for this world. I'm probably going to have to wrap it up kind of soon. But let's work our way back to town. Shoot, I want to try to catch this thing. Don't kill it. Wild Gloom used acid. Yikes. Alright. It's not going to be that long of a battle, man. Come on. What are we going to be doing? You're going to be sitting around defeated. Feeling bad about yourself. Let's get a yawn in.
My style is like the reaction for too much acid, never come down.
Gloom is drowsy. Lazy boy's got that vital spirit. It's not falling asleep. Okay, here we go. Let's maybe try like a strength or guess encore would have been good there. Let's get it stuck in this. Try to catch it now, I think. Hey, thank you guys for hanging. Today feels like I had to shake off some cobwebs, but yeah. That's okay. I'm gonna get us back to this Lily Cove town, and we might save, hang out for a little bit, and then wrap it up. Try to come back tomorrow and head to Mount Pyre. A horribly noxious honey drools from its mouth. One whiff of the honey can result in memory loss. Some fans are said to enjoy this overwhelming stink, however. I don't know.
Cannabis sativa, sweet Mary Jane.
Gloom, the weed Pokemon. 2 feet 7 inches and 19 pounds. One whiff of that honey. Jeez, that's all it takes to get you some memory loss. What a funny design, too. Is Gloom, is Weeping Bell supposed to be like a corpse flower? Is that what we get when we finally get to that final stage? Gloom is a great name. I'm just gonna keep it as Gloom. And so is Vile Bloom. Potpourri. Oh, sorry, Palpuck. I went a little too fast. That's a good name for one. We've seen a couple in the grass. Who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky. Potpourri.
Hold on tight, it'll hit you like a tank.
Another Shuppet. I was thinking about catching one. I might just need to throw a ball at this thing. Yeah, there it is. Right. It smells... Let's see. Yeah, let's get a nice big picture here. It's funny because, here it is. Look at these things, man. In the wild. Yeah, it's not what I thought it was. Do you guys know of the corpse flower? That's like another, It's one that has a huge bud to it, or big, you know, huge, I don't know, that center part, and it does open up. And when it finally flowers, it smells like rotten death. It smells awful. That was not a corpse flower that I was showing, but oh, this is funny. Actually, on the Wikipedia article, hold on. It is the, yeah, that's the name. Okay, I didn't realize that that is the, yeah, you know, corpse flower is, you know, the colloquial name. Look at this, so look at this. This is funny. This is from that same Wikipedia article. That's where that picture came from just now. Someone actually, I gotta stop the blinking here. Somebody is actually, thinking what we're thinking. Many are, I suppose. This one said it's the Arnaldi cycle of this plant. The corpse flower. Notice up there, inspired vile plume. Flower opens, inspired vile plume. Wikipedia, folks. We got a little flow chart here. Flies pollinate, the fruit develops. Tree shrews feed on the fruit. They disperse the seeds. Those seeds then invade a vine. Thread-like tissue penetrates vine and absorbs nutrients. Yada, yada, yada. A bud emerges. Bloop. Flower opens. Stinking real bad. That flower attracts pollinators with odor of decaying flesh, and I like the little star here to tell us it's the largest flower in the world. I have a mental block for the word asterisk. I struggle with it. All right, here we go. Asterisk, asterisk, asterix. Throw an X on, a couple X's on the end. If you want to be cool. Why don't you just go ahead and curse yourself now, Shuppet, instead of waiting until later? Did you get a yawn in? Didn't work, did it? I keep forgetting about your insomnia. Finally, the thing cursed itself. Asterisk. Obelisk. Obelix. Obelix. All right, here we go. Let's just try to catch this thing. I'm kind of losing my mind. So maybe I should end this stream soonish. A Shuppet. This Shuppet will be named that other brand that you know and love. Puffs. I don't know what brand of tissues we've gotten the last couple times, but I'll tell you one thing. There's been way too few tissues inside that box. And it's a really disappointing feeling when you go into a tissue box and you really feel like you haven't been working on that box that long. and you go in and you pull out what you realize is the last couple of tissues. Of course, they're kind of tangled up, and you know, you're gonna like pull too many out, or it's gonna require it's a two-hand operation at that point to safely extract a tissue. Yeah. Yeah, hard to pick that one up a little bit later. Well, I'm gonna be hanging it up soon. Thank you guys for hanging. It's funny. That name was familiar, and I'd forgotten what it was. Yeah. I'm gonna be hitting the road soon, guys. I'm tired. Sorry. And getting more tired by the hour. Let's save. When we come back tomorrow, we're gonna go to Mount Pyre. Maybe time to reshuffle the team, too. Got a couple of imposters from other generations. And I think, you know, I would make an exception for Gojira. It's an easy exception to make because they're a badass Pokemon, but I never had a Larvitar in Gen 2, and I'm interested in that. It's relatively new to me. But outside of that, I don't want that many exceptions. I never really played around much with Magnemite and Magneton, but I could see it being a pretty stout poke. I think we'll be finding something else along the way, though. That's great, Valpuck. Yeah, what a name, huh? Also, kiwi birds are so cool. Cute little kiwis. Man, Mr. Mud finally hit his final form. I think Pinesol's not too far behind. Shuppet could be an interesting addition to the team. Like I said, I'm trying to not use Gengar and stuff like that. Well, specifically that one, because I used it in too many games. Alright guys, I'm going to get up out of here because I'm feeling a little tired. But let's hit the intro page. Boom, boom, boom. Adorable little rat bird. Save the kiwis. Say it wasn't nasally enough. Save the kiwis. I can't do it. That's terrible. Let me get out of here before I offend any other cultures. How you guys doing? Welcome. Happy Sunday. Thanks for hanging. When we get back tomorrow, we're gonna figure out what's going on down in Mount Pyre. Some mischief. Some BS.
Oh frick, oh frick, oh frick, oh crap, oh crap.
I think I saved already, but I'm double checking. Yeah. Okay. Thank you guys for hanging. Can we do a raid? Who's around? Bing bong, beetle deedle dong, bing bong. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. We haven't been able to pop into Gamey Katie's in a little while. Let's go pop over. I'm just gonna keep saying pop. Let's pop on over there. Looks like she's only been at it for 19 minutes. She's actually playing that first Pokemon Legends game. And one time I said Arceus, and someone was like, no. And then another time I said Arceus, and someone was like, so, yeah, I don't know how to pronounce this game's name, but we're gonna go. You don't need to know how to pronounce it in order to play it. So, or to watch someone else do it. All right, give me a second. I'll get you over into Gamey Katie's. That'll be fun. Exactly, Dustin. A Pokemon legend by any other name would be just as sweet. I think that's how the saying goes. All right. Get to the schedule, man. Guys, thanks for hanging out. If you're on YouTube, give me a like. That helps you find it, helps other folks find it as well. Sharing, commenting, all that helps with visibility. Thank you guys for chilling. This has been a fun stream. I'm going to come back tomorrow. The schedule's a little wonky. We'll at least be doing Emerald 386 probably for the next few streams. So, yeah, let's come back and do it again tomorrow. All right, guys, short collage for you. I won't do one for too long, and then I'll get you over to Gamey Katie in just a few minutes. Thank you guys for hanging. Happy Sunday. Felt really good to knock the cobwebs off. Let's get back tomorrow and take this thing to top speed, baby. Pure Pokemon. Good night, guys. Have a good rest of your Sunday.
Pokemon cards.
I guess you kind of figured I'm a reefer head, of course. Fun, fun, fun.
I hope you've all enjoyed our program this morning.
And if you do drugs, you go to hell before you die.
Wake up, Link.